G'day, g'day. Here we are again. What a night of action. Got NBA, NHL, NBA draft, bit of MLB. Bit of light in here. Gosh. Two data plays on the NBA starting off. Heavy money on these two games. Knicks, Hawks. Looking at 82% of the money's on the Knicks. 92% of the master money is on the Hawks. Those that watched Pushing the Odds earlier, it is even now a stronger one than it was then. Hawks, that's what we're on there. And if I really dove into it, money line as well. We're looking at 75% of the money line. Now, +1, money line, wherever you want. 84% of the master money as well on the money line. Hawks all day long. Second game, Raptors, Cavs. Looking at 72% of the money's on the Cavs. However, we've got 82% of the master money is on the Raptors. So to start off the day, we have two home teams, small dogs. Love a home dog. Total on the first game is a bit on the under. Pretty well balanced on the second game. 67% of the master money on the over. But yeah, Hawks, Raptors, which gets into the Nuggets, Wolves. We're looking at 79% of the money's on the Nuggets. 58% of the master money, but it's not a lot like the other two games. Total's well balanced. Money line is heavy Nuggets. 64% of the money there, and then 81% of the master money. First halves, nothing there. First quarters. I'm sure Milkshake probably coming on here shortly asking about props. Let me run through these props and let me get to some of these other games, and then I can come back to some of the others. But on this first game, Knicks, Hawks. Player props. So we got Jalen Brunson, total points 26.5. Super well balanced on the overall money. 100% of the master money's on the under there. Karl Anthony Towns, really well balanced. 100% of the master money on the under. On total points, 19.5. We got CJ McCollum, well balanced. 81% of the master money on the under, 19.5. A lot of square action on Josh Hart. Total rebounds over. Looking at 82% there. Master money, good two-way action. Dyson Daniels, total assists. 61% on the over. 75% of the master money on the under. Nothing much else on this one. So let me get across the NHL, get these early games in. I know the draft's probably starting shortly, I think. So let me try and get to that and see if anything jumps out. Really good money on Bruins Sabres, well balanced, master chart 2. Senators, we're looking at 82% of the money's on the Senators. 90% of the master money's on the Senators, but not a lot of money there. 68% of the money on Avalanche, 100% of the master money again. Not a lot to get excited about. I'll go back and check those other series prices to see if there's any change. It's pretty well balanced. Hurricane Senators, Bruins Sabres. Shit ton of money on Colorado. We got 97% of the money there. 94% of the master money. Just have a quick look at that series for the Hawks Knicks, just in case. So the Cavaliers series is 68% of the money on the Cavs, 84% of the master money is on the Raptors. That money came in when they were like 7-8-1, which is obviously after the first game when they were down 1-0, now 2. Knicks, 87% of the money there, 53% of the master money on the Hawks. Nuggets heavy, 84% of the money's on the Nuggets for the series, and 61% of the master money. All right, let me skip over to the NFL, because I think all this early stuff we've got down. Draft position, total number. What time's the draft start? Pull it up, see. NFL draft. Start time. 8 Eastern, so that's 6 o'clock my time. So why are these props coming down so early? All right, well, heavy money on total offensive players drafted in the first round, over 16.5. Short price. Data play total wide receivers in the first round. We've got the over 68% and the under 81%. Let's see what prices they were bet at. Under 5.5, master money, around the 50s, 60s, and 70s. This Caleb Downs has a ton of money back and forth on the over-under position at 9.5. 69% of the master money's on the under, but the rec money is really well balanced. Data play here. Omar Cooper Jr. Let's see where these money's at, because this looks like a big price. So 23.5, 67% under, 91% of the master money over. And we're looking at prices of plus 250s, 260s, 120s, 150s, 130s, 140s. So that's an interesting one. And it's all at 23.5. Seems like a big price with how that's lining up there. Bit of a data play maybe. Ty Simpson draft position, 29.5. Master money. This was 24.5 and 29.5. Currently 29.5. And the over's getting bet pretty strong at plus 200-ish. I have to check my book has this. Jamaica has this up. Another data play, Spencer Fano, looking at 67% under, 91% of the master money over, 10.5. And then if I look in the Torm, let's see. And lay some old 600-1. Fernando Mendoza, number 1 pick. Alvarez, the number 2 pick, getting bet pretty heavy. Seems like the number 3 pick, bit of money flowing around. Jeremiah Love's getting some master money. Jeremiah Love's getting a bit of money on the Fourth too. I guess you take some plus money there. He goes third or fourth, slightly odds on. What else we got here? Let's scroll down. Feel free to hit me up if there's any particular props on the draft. I mean, we've got some pretty decent books, a little bit of negative equity. Colton Hood, second cornerback selected, is getting bet pretty well. Anywhere from 10 to 1 down to odds on. So that's an interesting one. Ty Simpson, second quarterback selected, heavy money into 4,000, minus 4,000, 40 to 1 on. Okay, some different markets. All right. Let's jump over to tell you what, let's hit up some baseball. It's Thursday, of course. Would have been a shit ton of games earlier today. Red Sox, Yankees. 68% of the money's on the Yankees. 82% of the master money's on the Red Sox. Was on them last night. Plus 3.5. Got that in. Twins, Mets, well balanced. Like 53% Mets, 51% Twins, master money. Heavy here. We're going to need the Pirates. 87% of the money's on the Rangers. 71% of the master money. So we're going to need the Pirates there big time. Let me check one of these. Over an hour. All right, let me hit up this second NBA game for player props, and then I might go out and see if I can find some good draft props to get interested in too late, based on the data that we have. All right, got 75% James Harden, 100% of the master money. Well balanced on the Dean Wade total points, 61% of the master money's on the over. Brandon Ingram, total points 21.5. So 60% both master and rec on the over. RJ Barrett, total points, rebounds, and assists, all the money on the over. Rec and pro, 95% of its pro money. A pretty big bet prop. James Harden, total 3-point shots made, over 2.5, 67% on the over. 61% of the master money on the under there. All right, why don't I just hit up the third NBA game while we're here? Start to turn into maybe the Timberwolves become a bit of a day to players. I know we had 3 dogs the other night, but 3 home dogs here. Wrap them up in a combo. Could do worse things, I think. If you want to watch 3 games, spread them out as they go. Anthony Edwards, total assists, 100% of the money is on the under, 100% of the master money, and 67% of the master money is the overall money. Yeah, not a strong bunch of bets on this game on the props. So check that one out a bit later. So that's pretty much it. Heavy Hawks, go Raptors. Nothing NHL. Few draft things in there that I mentioned. Nothing on the MLB apart from the house really needing the Pirates tonight. I think that's it. Got it in a good spot right now. So All the best for your punt tonight. Good luck if you played on the draft, and let's go find some bets. Cheers.